Hey, good morning, everybody. It's 6 a.m. morning coffee with Shanda. Today, I'm going to be fully transparent because I think sometimes as I'm readjusting my shirt, hi, Wendy McKenna, how are you? So sometimes we put more pressure on ourselves to produce, to succeed than we really need to. So for instance, this morning I'm wearing a baseball cap, earrings, shirt, and I'm actually wearing my pajamas on the bottom of my feet or on the bottom of my legs. And here's why I'm sharing that with you is because I've got a content day. Today, we are going to spend the entire day cutting content with our video team and our SEO team and all of that. And we'll be cutting content to help people succeed. And the content will last about a month and a half after me doing basically a full 5-hour day of creating content. So the reason why this is relevant is sometimes you push yourself to produce or to succeed at a default where it actually takes too much out of your life. So the reason why I'm not sitting in a position where I'm like my hair is done perfectly or my makeup's done perfectly, I'm not wearing anything on my skin, is because I've got the production team coming at 7 a.m. this morning to do me up so that we can now cut video. So if you're just joining, what I was just sharing with you is sometimes we'll push ourselves to produce on a level of perfection or a level of getting it right to the point that it starts to make us miserable, right? So I could have gotten up this morning, I could have done my hair, I could have done my makeup, I could have gotten all ready so that I could be on Coffee with Shanda, which is obviously important to me because I do it every morning, Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But the shift is that if you start thinking, where can I allow things to bleed? You're going to start to unhook yourself from perfectionism, which causes procrastination. So whenever we're procrastinating, it's because we've got some level of trying to get it right, or I don't know enough yet, so maybe if I study more, I can get it right, and that will cause us to actually sit back into perfectionism. Which the only reason why we're being perfect is because we don't know enough yet. We're fearful that we might get something wrong, and so we hold back on producing a result that we want. So this morning, I'm literally hair in a ponytail, wearing my pajamas because I actually left my bedroom this morning, and my son is sleeping in there with my husband, and I didn't want to go back in and wake them up because that sacrifice would have been too high. So look at what you're looking at today. Look at whatever you're trying to produce today and ask yourself, how can you cut the fat in areas? And the fat is the things that you don't necessarily need to have on your agenda to complete today. I'm not saying by any means reduce your level of, I want you to be a pro. I want you to put in the time, and like if you've got a event coming up, I want you to put in the time and practice doing your offer. But I don't want you to obsess over your content, right? Here, let me share with you what I mean by that. When we're producing a result and it means something to us, we can set ourselves up to fail by becoming way too intense because we want the results so bad. That becomes all about us. When we're focused on us, stress levels rise because now we're depending on ourselves to show up in a certain way to get a certain result that we cannot control that result. All we can do is control how we're showing up today to be able to get the result that we want. So for instance, if you're going to speak at an event, I would rather you put attention on really focusing on practicing your offer because that's the place that you're going to go sideways in. Even if you're afraid to speak, if you're afraid to speak, all you have to do is put a lot of attention on your opening story and your offer, not the content in the middle. The content in the middle, if you choose something that is not a stretch for you, in other words, choose to teach something, speak about something, give something, provide service on something that you already have mastered. Do not choose to speak about something, produce something, or make an offer on something or service something that you're still learning, because that will cause undue stress. So I'm a big fan on reducing the stress as far as getting the momentum and production inside of your company to get the results that you want. So let's recap for a second. If you want to be wildly productive today, cut the fat. Where can you get rid of something that's causing you more stress than you need to stress about? So getting up and doing my hair and my makeup for Coffee with Shanda this morning was more than I wanted to put on my plate so that I could actually just sit and go through my notes of what I'm actually going to be producing today in my content show. I had already produced the topic of what I wanted to talk about today because this whole week is on productivity. How do you manage your mind? How do you manage your limiting beliefs? And how do you get free from your limiting beliefs so that you can produce a result? Well, today it's about when you go through your day, cut the fat. Cut the fat. Get rid of the things on your to-do list today that are causing you extra stress that maybe you're doing to just look good or you're doing to become hyper controlling and get a certain result. Get off you and focus out. Get off you and focus out. You know, a bunch of our entrepreneurs just did a challenge called You versus You, where Jesse Itzler actually trained them for 90 days. It's okay if you don't know who he is. He wrote the book Living with the Seal. He's an amazing man. And he took our entrepreneurs to the edge and their edge. Like, what was their edge of competing physically that would start to mentally, they would have to start to mentally tap into to be able to create a result. Everything is mental. I give the same formula to the same group of people. Some people get mad because they're not getting enough. Some people are succeeding wildly. And some people are creating six figures in like 4 or 5 months, right? Why are there different results in the same tribe of people consuming the same information? The mental game. It's always the mental game. How do you show up when when pressure starts to build? That's the key to unhook your productivity. If you show up pissed off, backed up, angry, blaming, or shut down, where you shut down and just give up, or you get really unmotivated and you sleep, then what's going to happen is that's your gateway to higher productivity. That's your gateway to be able to create a result that is unheard of that you've ever created before. So the way that I start to do that is first, reduce the pressure by cutting the fat. So don't do my hair, wear a hat on Coffee with Shanda so that I can be with the video production team and the makeup and the hairstylists and all of those and that's everything at 7 a.m. this morning and be in a position where they can just do their magic on me versus me getting up in the morning to just be perfect for you on 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda. I would rather make sure my content for you on Coffee with Shanda is useful versus me having to look a certain way to produce that result. So where can you cut the fat? Where are you obsessing or putting too many things on your plate to be able to create a result that you want to create that's causing you to actually go backwards, right? If you don't have the energy to succeed, you don't have the energy to go the long haul, the endurance, then what's going to happen is that you're going to cut corners on how you show up vibrantly. So everything comes down to your tone, your energy, and how your ways of being actually show up. And so when you've got too much stress on you, then what's going to happen is that's going to start chipping away at your personality and your character. Soon as your character starts to go, your offers suck. You show up either concerned, tired, taking, all type of taking energy. So if you've ever been in a position where you've maybe had a fight with somebody or something horrible's happened in your day at work and then you go to a party and you walk in the party and you're like, and people are like, are you okay? Is everything okay with you? You haven't learned the art of shifting your character to get in the present moment, which is where your power is at. That is a taking energy when people are always having to come up to you and go, are you okay? Now don't put a story on this. There are moments where you need to be cuddled, loved, heard, listened to. I mean, come on, we all do. I mean, I'm not talking about a horrific moment in your life that you need support on. I'm talking about how are you showing up today so that you can create the result that you want. So cut the fat. I look for everywhere to cut the fat. So what am I doing today that is actually costing me productivity because I'm throwing spaghetti up against the wall, hoping that I'm going to get a better result, right? So sometimes working harder doesn't get you a better result. It actually, unless you're an employee, if you're an employee, working harder is important to make more money. Employee world means that I have decided to work with a team and I'm going to hold up a job description. And if I want to make more money, I've got to create and produce more results. If you're an entrepreneur, it's a little bit of a mind screw up because the busier you are, the more things fall through the cracks. The busier you are, the more things fall through the cracks. I cannot tell you how many of my friends either make the same amount of money as me, less money than me, or maybe a little bit more. And usually the ones that make a little bit more, they're very, very busy in condensed periods of time. And then they have more free time in different areas. Now, if they make more than me and they're super uber busy, then they are someone that if they took some things off their plate, they would skyrocket even to an even higher level than they are right now. If this is making sense to you and you like this, just share in the comments section and say, yes, I'm loving this, so that I can actually hear from you and I know what you like so that I can continue to bring more of this to you. On my blog, HeartCoreBusiness.com, you can see more tips and trainings that I've done around productivity, around how to make offers, around how to, handle negative, toxic, conversations that you're having in your head. So after Coffee with Shanda, go to HeartCoreBusiness.com and search the blog systems to find content that can lay out to have you be more productive and get a better result. But for the sake of today, look at where you're pushing too hard in a way that's causing you to reverse. And please think like an entrepreneur, which is it, like I'm going to Barbados here in a couple weeks. And when I go to Barbados, I will first of all send you some lots of love on Facebook Live, but not because I'm working, but because I'm sharing. So that type of sharing doesn't take away from me. It's fun. I love to share my life and I love to inspire entrepreneurs that a month ago I could make a decision to go to Barbados for 2 weeks. And I don't have such a busy calendar that I can't get out from underneath my calendar, right? And we're pushing right now to go for 8 figures inside the company. And with that being said, I share that from an actual humble position and also belief system shattering moment of saying the less busy I am on my calendar, the better my production becomes. I do more things like Coffee with Shanda. Somebody just asked me, how did you create 200 episodes inside of a year when you've got people that have been podcasting for years that have created just that amount of content, and I've created it in a year? Well, when my calendar's not super busy, I've got more bandwidth to show up and give for free on 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda. Cut the fat. Cut the fat. We've seen a huge jump in our numbers and our traffic of people that are coming and just studying HeartCore Business because I made the decision to just do Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern on 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda. If I hadn't done that, I would have still been sitting in my little beachfront condo wondering about how do I continue to crack traffic? How do I help more people? How do I, attract more of my ideal client base? Where if my calendar's not so busy, I've got the bandwidth to be able to show up here and give. I've got the bandwidth in the evenings to actually go over my content and make sure it's exactly what I want to do. I've got the ability to ask you, what do you want? And have you fill out surveys and tell me. And then I've got the time to go through them, not in a rushed way, but in an intimate way to go, oh, they want this. Let me produce that content for them. So now content creation becomes easy because you've already told me what you want and I actually have the time to read it. So stop and just ask yourself, are you pushing too hard in a way that's causing you to reverse? Are there things that you would like to be doing better in your business and in your life? Would you like to be a better father, a better mother? Are you just slipping in your family to create some sort of balance? Or do you have a strategy that allows you to consistently spend time that's quality with them? So at the end of the day, I'm on the beach or the park with Zach. My phone goes in a box. If I don't put my phone in a box, I will be on my phone. Because I'm just like you and I'm obsessed and I'm addicted to working my company because I love it. But if that phone's in a box, I can be intimately connected with my family at the end of the day. If it's not in a box, I will work. because I'm just not that disciplined. So what do you need to do today? Like, what are you committed to today that is actually going to harm your productivity and you being good, like really good at what you do? There's one thing selling your services. It's another thing being so good at what you do that they can't get enough of you because you're so good at what you do. That's what creates raving fans. There's nothing worse than being amazing and you're selling something and then people get into it and they can't stand it, or they're not getting the results that they want. Now, let me give you a disclosure on that. The bigger your company gets and the more people that you have that you're servicing, there is always going to be a group of people that are unsatisfied with your work. So you've got to figure out how to put in the personal development or get the thicker skin or just know who your friends are so that your mindset doesn't get just trashed when people get upset with you. So the moral of the story for 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda today, and this week, is all about the theme of you being higher in your productivity and owning more of your life. That's not the same as me saying automate your business so that you don't work anymore. That's called still all about you. I don't believe that money just gets created without hard work. I have friends who have automated businesses, and in all honesty, many of them work much harder than I do because their business is completely automated, which means you have a higher fallout rate of people unsubscribing or leaving membership sites. The attrition is much higher on a completely automated system than it is in a higher touch system. So whatever you like, go after. That's not the point of this Coffee with Shanda. The point of this Coffee with Shanda is saying, be better. Be better at what you're already doing, which requires you to create more space in your calendar so that you can be better. And then the flip side is the way that you become better is reduce some of the pressure by reducing some of the load that maybe you don't have to be working on today. Cut the fat. So if you're just joining us right now, the way that I cut the fat today is I didn't do my hair. I've got a content day today where I've got a video crew coming, a makeup artist, a hairstylist to actually just get me done up to be able to create a month and a half of content in just 5 hours today. So instead of getting ready, I threw on a shirt. I'm wearing my pajamas and my flip-flops, and I'm sitting here on 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda vulnerably not being perfect. And I might look back on this video in like 5 years from now and go, oh my God, I cannot believe that I was wearing that hat with no makeup and showing up on live, I would call it online TV, right? On my morning show. And I might do that one day. And then I'll say to myself, get over yourself, Shanda. Get over yourself. Because at the end of the day, work on producing a result that makes a difference in the world. So I can hear my little guy coming. Zach! I can hear my little guy coming. So this is so cool. So I love it. I can sit here in my living room in my pajamas, only dressed from the top up, be imperfect with my hair and my makeup. And my little guy is going to come running out in a few moments, and I'm going to love him up. I'm going to have breakfast with him. And then after that, my film crew is going to come. My husband's going to take Zach to school this morning. The film crew is going to come. The makeup artist is going to come. Zachers, are you there? Zach! Come here, baby boo. Come here, you little cutie monster. Come say hi. Come say hi. Come on. Come on, you're so cute. And then that's what my day is going to look like. For 5 hours, I'm just going to do content. And then that content for the next month and a half will be reproduced into blogs, will be reproduced into YouTube channel, will be reproduced into training material, emails for my email list. It'll be reproduced into all of that. And I don't have to do it because I've done the work once. Say hi. Are you being shy? Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Are you going to say hi or no? Okay, we're going to have to go. It's 20 minutes after. Coffee with Shanda ends at 20 minutes after every day. Do you want to say hi? Say hi. I'll get you some banana and almond butter if you say hi.
Hi.
That's how easy boys are. Banana and almond butter. And then he'll say hi to you. Anyway, have a really great productive day. Please don't waste your time on things that are not worth you wasting your time on, and cut the fat. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you tomorrow morning on 6 a.m. Coffee with Shanda.